blitzes. So I like that from LGD, you know, like this is much more aggressive, much more fit to fight into Nigma early, and you know that Nigma, they will do it.
Yeah.
And this is like also another hero that he wants to rotate early, even just on like level 3, right? You go like 2-1 or 2-1 or like 1-2, you roll into the mid lane, right? You can set up for a super early kill and get enable nothing to say on one of his heroes. Like I really, really like this pick for LGD.
Stabilizing the lanes, right? Another thing Earth Spirit can do in case the lanes don't go too well. That rotational power gives you more options.
Yes.
And this has also been the team that's been more has a preference for the Earth Spirit. As everyone went towards the Marcia, even the tiny Earth Spirit has still been a stable pick for LGD. Actually, they're number 2 when Marcia has been banned.
Yeah, and that's important. I think also like going to your confident heroes is important after you got kind of humbled that much game 2, because honestly, I think game 2, sure, there was the draft, but there are also the plays. I think the Nigma players, they were just outplaying LGD players right, left, and center. It was literally, you could even feel like a skill difference, not in general, but in that game in particular. I think they really had their number. They had maybe the mental advantage. I do not know what it was.
Kuro was tipping.
Yeah,
you know? Like that even surprised you.
I think this was the first time I've seen Kuro chat wheel in the middle of the game. As he was styling on them, I'm like, okay, this is what 2022 looks like. I like it. You know, it's why not? You know, why not?
Yeah, and speaking of like the comfort, right? As we see this series progress now into the 3rd draft, take a look at what LGD ban out, right? The Dawnbreaker, the Furion, the Bristleback. Even if LGD did manage to win game number 1, that was certainly right a very risky timing. The respect there also from Nigma, right? As they remove again the Ame Faces Void, and again this Warlock, which LGD have not been able to pick in this series.
I mean, hey, I'm a Dota fan, right? So I hate 20-minute games. I want, you know, I need longer games. I need more Dota, more spells, and I love that from LGD in that aspect. They are getting rid of all the Nigma, you know, super high tempo heroes. You know, the Dawnbreaker, the Prophet, as you mentioned, the Zeus is on LGD side. I think they're really pushing Nigma away from what has been working really well for them. Obviously, Nigma, amazing team. I'm sure they have plenty of other ways to play, other heroes maybe to kind of, you know, keep that playstyle going. So they're gonna find the answers. But I like how LGD adapted. I feel like this is the first game ever since the Secret Series, even, you know, disregarding the game that they won, I think this is the draft where they're doing a great job at dealing with Nigma, like for once, and properly.
Okay. Now as we get into that second phase, the Nyx Assassin, as you mentioned, gets picked up here by Nigma. What is going to be the answer from LGD? How are they going to set up the tempo for this draft? And more importantly, what's their 5 here? A lot of their favorite 5s have been taken out, the Warlock, the Winter Wyvern.
I mean, it reveals that the Tiny is going to be core, most likely. I mean, again, some teams, you know, Liquid, Mickey, he has been running the Winter Wyvern mid, so it's not impossible. I'm sure Sumail, good enough to play anything. Most likely a Tiny core, so I think you want to try to abuse it. Yeah, for instance, the Doom, you know, very good hero against Tiny. Percentage HP, you know, burn. Obviously, Doom is a good spell against Tiny also. He will just be able to kill him himself, so
and I think what's really nice about this is like the Doom late game especially is like Doom Tiny at any stage of the game, very good, right? But once your cores get BKBs off and they don't really have to worry about that initial Tiny burst, he's also great at just locating and locking down and scaring the Wyvern from the fight. The Wyvern doesn't want to be anywhere in the neighborhood of a Blink Dagger Doom.
True.
And Eng now to stabilize the lanes, right, as well. Once again, they're going for these fights that are more consistent in the early game. They're adapting to Nigma's draft. How will Nigma respond here?
It's interesting. I mean, both teams are kind of prioritizing heroes that they really want, and they're maybe being a little bit less sneaky with the draft, because you know the Eng pick reveals the fact that the Zeus is a core hero. On the side of Nigma, as we mentioned, you know, they're revealing that the Tiny is a core, so they're like, you know, we're getting to the stages of the tournament where
the gloves are off.
It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like, we need this hero in order to match what you're doing. You know, sure, it's mid, you know it doesn't matter. And it shows also a lot of confidence to their core players. It's like, he's good enough to play into a bad matchup. It does not matter. What matters is that we get the Zeus on Nothing to Say, we get the Tiny on Sumail.
I like this Monkey King pick, right? Previously banned against Miracle. No surprise there, right? He plays it quite fast in this tournament. I've seen him go for the Diffusal Blade build into BKB pretty much. He's very active around the map. But what I also like about this is also just kind of the Wukong's command circle is going to be very powerful, especially if you can get it off before the Doom. Monkey King, very much a hero that can fight into Doom, even if he is doomed, right? So long as he gets that ultimate up. Earth Spirit, also another one, a hero that wants to go in, right? He might find himself in the middle of a Wukong's command, right?
And it starts from the lane, right? Like, he bullies Doom really hard. He's amazing, I think, with Wyvern Nyx. Wyvern Nyx, they're really known at, you know, being good to lockdown heroes. They don't bring a lot of damage, but then Monkey, that's Monkey's dream. It's like, everybody's stunned around me, I get to press my spells, I get to get my Jingu stacks. It's an amazing pick, and I think on LGD's side, they have very little to deal with him, honestly. They have how do you stop Monkey? You need to stun him, right? You need to make sure he does not get the Jingu stacks into the queue so that he heals himself back up. And it's a very scary lineup, I think, for LGD to play against.
The Darkseer ban.
So,
It's
sorry,
great.
Yeah.
I just need to ask this because the Viper ban from Nigma. If that's the case, what's the Viper
I
carry
think
or what's carry?
Nigma understands that right now LGD, they have a big monkey problem, which they really do. Like, this is a perfect monkey game in the hands of Miracle 2. It is scary.
Yeah.
And they have no heroes to deal with them whatsoever. So the only, maybe they thought, you know, Ame Doom, Faith Beyond on Viper, that would have been one way to kind of kill the win condition that Monkey's bringing right now. It's a little bit crazy, but sometimes it is what it takes when you're cornered. And I do feel like LGD is a little bit cornered right now with the just imagine playing Monkey versus Earthspirit Doom. I mean, it's free food for you on the lane, right? And then you're just gonna turn to the Zeus, the Enchantress, no stuns. You might just rampage the whole map.
I really want to quickly bring this up. Sorry to interrupt, gents, but this is an incredibly similar draft to what Nigma used to dismantle TSM. They played this against a mid Zeus, an Anch, and another. It was Night Stalker, but another hero that wants to go in, right?
Yeah.
So the Darkseer being taken out here because that was actually the last pick that Nigma went. So
it would have been brilliant. The Darkseer. I mean, Darkseer. Think about Darkseer with these heroes like Darkseer Monkey, a great synergy. Darkseer Nyx, Darkseer Tiny, even Darkseer Wyvern. It would have been awesome. It's a great ban, and I'm happy that they're kind of adapting because I feel like the second phase, it went heavily in favor of Nigma.
Yeah, and that was the TA. TA was actually the solution that TSM proposed against them, but Nigma finished that game so fast that Tomato just didn't have a chance to get online.
Okay, and they go for the Jugger. I mean, it is a really good Jugger game when you think of the Nyx, when you think of, you know, maybe even the Tiny to kind of also add to the grouping up together, you know, Healing Ward. Jugger doesn't mind joining his team early, using a level 4 Blade Fury. You know, he's one of these carries that can join fights and not kind of slow down his game by doing so. But once again, I look at this Monkey, and I'm scared. I think it's such a good monkey game right now. And they still have one more pick. Which is most likely going to be an MC hero, I want to say.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at here. I'm trying to see what he would want to go for, looking at what Nigma are lacking. Again, like last game, it wasn't an issue. Their tower push wasn't amazing. We didn't bring that up in the draft. I do see a DP available potentially for them into the Juggernaut. The spin may be a bit scary, but I do like the tempo she might bring.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, maybe what LGD, what Nigma is gonna lack is some sort of way to sustain. I mean, I'm trying to think, you know, this Earth Spirit, this Zeus spamming their spells. At the same time, they have the Nyx to catch them. I think they'd have a lot of options open. For some reason, I feel like Nigma could win the game with these heroes already without the last hero.
It does feel really good.
Yeah.
Like this last pick can just be the cherry on top.
Could you just go for a pick that makes sure Juggernaut has a terrible lane? Just sacrifice for that, you know, make sure there's no chances now.
Yeah, kill his tempo completely because he's one of the heroes that if he has a really good game, he can man up and kind of deal with the monkey himself, you know, run up to him, trade the Wukong for the Omni Slash. Obviously, you don't get affected by Wukong and you kill him through the armor because usually they go for the Maelstrom kind of build where you have a lot of like heavy magic damage. Yeah, slowing down the Jugger would be great. I feel like that's one of the jobs that MC could come up with. Prophet is banned. It would have been a pretty nice Prophet game.
Thinking.
Okay, he goes for the Beastmaster, so I mean, maybe not the best. I mean, when you think about it, it's quite crazy. He actually goes for Beast into Ange, so it's maybe a little bit scary. And he's gonna get the roar at least.
Into Jug. I was going. I mean, the Jug. At least now with this, well, you already had the curse actually to threaten for the spin TPs. I was gonna be like, is Brood pickable here into like a Zeus, into all that stuff? Like, it would have been a bit hard, right? Better against the Ench, of course, but I don't know if that's maybe something they were willing to risk, because when you pick the Brood, it completely shifts your draft, whereas this is just good team fight, good push.
I think the point you made of Beastmaster, though, is odd, because against Ench, you go Wild Axes, right?
Yeah.
But against Jug, you want to go Boars, so it's like, what do you do, man? What's this lane going to look like here?
Okay, I'm a level 30 Beast player. I do not want to go into an Ench Jugger lane, but this is a player that just stomped LGD in 20 minutes. You know, we're sitting here, watching him for a reason. So let's give him, you know, I'm not convinced, but I'm happy to be proven wrong.
Sure. And does this mean that, let's look at the other 4 picks, right, that Nigma is still looking like the stronger tempo draft. Do you feel like LGD has answered that correctly, though, in this final game?
I think so. I think they made a good adjustment, honestly.
Okay.
I agree. I really like their second phase of bans, and especially the better mid lane pick for them as well.
Yeah.
Well, this final game is sure to be spicy, but we are a little bit sad because the final time that we get to see these 2 teams today, and also the final time we get to hear the wonderful voices of Gareth and Lacoste.
Away we go here with game number 3, Lacoste, and the panel convinced that the first 4 heroes, ignoring the 5th one, the Beastmaster from Nigma, enough to take on LGD. What do you reckon?
I mean, you and I were talking, and I'm like, yeah, they either go for something like a Beastmaster, or they pick up Avenge to have another BKB piercing ability in the lane. Usually Beastmaster into Enchantress, as panel talked about. Not what you want to see. A lot of sustain in that lane from PSG.LGD, where they have Enchantress heal, they have Juggernaut healing Ward. You can't go for the boar, so that might be a bit difficult. You will need to play with the axes, so that's an adaptation that they need to make. Looking at what PSG.LGD has on the off lane, it's 2 melee heroes into Monkey King. So that's going to be very difficult. Like we're talking about Monkey King, that's going to have a free time. They need to manipulate the creep wave. They cannot play the lane.
Smoke.
It's
Monkey King first. 2-man Boundless. They've got the spin from Arme. Miracle being focused. Juggernaut going to take him down with Jinkyu's final touch. Now Mind Control, the one in trouble. Arme looking to try and slip away, but he's dead. Kuro going to get slapped down by Faith Beyond. And the rest of them looking to scramble out and evade this danger. But Nigma lost 4. GH the last man standing. And Jinkyu's not done. They want a team wipe. They want it. Before creeps even spawn, the horn hasn't been sounded. And LGD just slammed them.
I don't remember seeing a full 5-man team wipe before the horn started. So Doom getting some extra goals, starting with the Boots of Speed. Who died on their side?
Jug?
It was only Juggernaut. All right, 5-1, 2 seconds into the game.
Yeah, not since the days of, Screen Squad and Goblack with our early 5-man smokes have we seen something like that. Walking up that high ground straight into them. And a 5-1 lead already for LGD. And how much of an impact is that going to have, giving them a better laning stage against some of these counter matchups that Nigma have picked?
Yeah, we see the adaptation. Doom starting with the Boots of Speed, bringing extra Windlace to be able to just get out of the Monkey King. Monkey does have, all right.
3 runes as well.
3 runes, so that's a 1k gold lead already.
A wonderful start for LGD. Yeah, like the panel and you've been saying, that is a Monkey King versus double melee as top lane. The spin from Arme straight towards MC. Chipping away at the Beastmaster, forcing him away from the lane. He wants the high five, but he's not going to get it. And the Beastmaster, of course, going Wild Axes level 1, something much more common nowadays, and especially against an Enchantress.
We mentioned the creep manipulation, and already second wave. Jinkyu already going for it. Fate Beyond needs to keep the distance, but I'd say so far so good. Like, this is not the lane that they want to win. They want to survive in this lane and just play for it a bit later. You also have Devour, Jinkyu in vicinity, just in case something happens, does have Boots of Speed of his own, because he's involved in 4 kills. Those level 1 kills, don't bring much XP and gold, but it's something extra.
And the ability to outrun the Monkey early on. He does have the kick as well, as we just saw, to create that gap between him and Miracle.
Doom looking for a creep.
Kuro's looking for a courier. Oh, is he fast enough? He's not going to get the hits in. But he will drag the wave, which is probably his primary focus.
So is Fate Beyond on the bottom.
Yeah, lots of wave cutting and dragging around. GH, though, look at his job. Drag the dire wave and try and match them in the jungle.
Fate Beyond looking for a creep, looking for a good creep, and he's going to find one. There it is, what you want to have, the Mind Stealer.
Perfect.
Extra mana regen and some extra mana burn. But yeah, against Monkey King, you don't care too much about mana burn.
Yeah, and already we see a few CS troubles for Nigma. Beastmaster and Monkey King starting to lag behind the rest of the pack, but if they can get some kills or pickoffs, they could make up for that. And on the flip side, Zeus up at the top, Juggernaut 11 and 4 for LGD. Having a very good start.
Mid lane is going to be the farm fest for both of the heroes. I don't think anyone's going to die unless we see rotation from Jinkyu's Earth Spirit. Wyvern, Nyx Assassin, not as good as rotating. Curry or Keep, look at him. That's what he's been doing, even in the previous game. I think he had at least 2 or 3 career kills.
Yeah, finding them non-stop. That's Boots that Arme won't see for a couple of minutes. Kick Miracle away from bottom. Jinkyu has handed the Bound of Strike with a Jingu stacks over to Miracle. Fairy Fire, not enough. Miracle with a big right clicks. Faith Beyond trying to find this trade kill. So much damage coming out of that Doom.
He also has a full wave underneath the tower. for Fate Beyond. Gonna hit level 4. Gonna have enough money to buy phase boots. This is huge. This is exactly what you want to have. And then Jin-Q TP's mid, refills the bottle before 4-minute water rune. Also expect Jin-Q to potentially rotate to the top lane. Beastmaster, how's he doing? 14 and 2, not too bad.
Yeah, not as bad as expected. But back to that Doom, we were kind of expecting him to be in recovery mode, right? But now he's going to start racing up towards the top of that net worth board as they roll in.
This is not recovery mode.
So Mail, he's got the avalanche back, a toss towards nothing to say, but it's not just Jin-Q's rotation. Y was also there. No response from Nigma. And yeah, it's not recovery mode, right? He's going to be the...
No, he was playing aggressive alone bottom against 2.
He's a beast. Is it still going to be the kind of ordinary hand of Midas from the Doom, or do you think he'll change things up?
Yeah, I assume so. I think he's in a perfect spot, yeah, and he queues it up immediately.
Kuro sitting in behind Sumail mid. This Enchantress roaming around with the shard golems, chucking pebbles at people and forcing Kuro to stun some creeps. Can Y? Yeah, just zone him away from this triangle.
Zeus is level 6, a bit low on mana, has clarity running, needs 300, so I want them to play aggressive on the side lanes. Where we're talking about try to get a kill on GH. Even Miracle dies. Miracle level 4, Doom also level 4. He dishes out a lot of damage, and here they come.
All right, going straight in towards them. They found out Miracle and the zap down from the heavens, just as you called for. Faith Beyond on a killing spree out of this lane where we thought he would be dominated.
Yeah, those extra couple of kills at start did really help. Jin-Q does have another role.
Find the bonus kill.
Mana burn available, but not too much mana on GH. Still gonna grab it.
So aggressive, and Y in from behind. Looking for mind control. The dodge of the stun. The spin is good, but a lack of stuns here will allow mind control to TP safely. Not ideal still, though, because that continues the free farm of the Juggernaut.
Yeah, one thing that PSG.LGD has and always have had is ability to adjust accordingly. Like, they lose one game, suddenly it's a completely different draft for game number 2. 2 different kind of supports in terms of what they're gonna do.
6
Rune
minutes.
is spawning, it's top.
Regen's top, but Sumail was waiting for it down bottom. Both LGD supports in that mid lane going to allow the Zeus to get it.
Much more active compared to the previous game.
Yeah.
They wanted to have a bit more presence in the lane. Fate Beyond will be level 6 after the next creep wave. So they will, one more time, try to go for a Monkey King. Zeus, 60 seconds, so they could potentially sync those 2 abilities up.
Should be perfect timing.
And also, controlling runes against Tiny is pretty big.
They're going, even without the Thunder God's Wrath. They've kicked Miracle back, and look who's here again. It is Y. You just don't expect this onslaught from LGD coming thick and fast with everybody they've got. Whenever there's a gank, it's not 1, it's not 2, it's 3.
It's pretty similar what issues PSG.LGD had in game number 1. Nigma is facing it in this one. 2 supports who are not as good. Like, we have pretty much the same heroes. Where
that's a cheap stat. Yeah, Zeus has the most assists. What a surprise. Big damage, though.
5 kills at start. That definitely helps. Using Chain Lightning, bouncing on 5 people. Easy 5 assists.
Yeah, super easy. Arme always has his finger ready for that spin. Bullied away from the large cap, but no big deal.
Sumail will need to do a lot of heavy lifting once he picks up the Blink Dagger or with the 8-minute rune. There is Observer Ward, they see him.
Yeah, the deep ward, the Centaur stomp. And once more, it's Jin-Q pairing up, holding hands, ganking and roaming. Sumail with the avalanche can get the kill on the Earth Spirit. Oh, the heal not enough, and he doesn't finish off Jin-Q.
Here comes Fate Beyond.
Faith Beyond's arrived.
This is gonna be 3 kills.
He's there with the Doom. Roll won't land, but they're chasing forward onto the Nyx. They shall find Kuroki and GH into the grave. The kick doesn't land, but this Nyx is ticking down.
He's trying to
heal
regen
under
up.
the tier 2
Tranquil
tower.
did kick in. He's fine.
Oh,
he's fine.
He's all right. Or is he? Spirit Carapace back the roll in.
Jin-Q gets the first kill. 2 Chads fighting against each other.
Finally, something for Nigma. Killing off Y and stopping this hyper-aggression from LGD.
Yeah, you see this Nyx Assassin and Wyvern like they don't provide you with much, so they dive underneath the tower. One of the reasons I said Sumail is gonna need to come back into the game, do some heavy lifting. He has 3 deaths. Those 2 supports did really ruin him, so this time around he's not going for the power treads. Instead, understands I need to get the blink dagger. We don't have a way to start a fight. Mind control top, no points in a roar, very limited on mana.
Does have his helm though, so the Wild Wing frontlining for him. Nigma all eyes on bottom lane though. They've smoked up with Wyvern Tiny. Top, they're gonna go spin on to MC. A quick and easy one there, and back down to Bot as the jump in, toss back. Miracle gonna get the kill and take down on Faith Bian. At long last, the Doom dies. Y slowed by the Arctic Burn, and Miracle closing the gap. Jumping over the treetops, but that's an Enchantress. She's healed up to full, and not a target you can continue on.
Killing Doom. He was relatively close to Hand of Midas. They need to also get back Miracle into the game. He's going for Hand of Midas himself. Wants to be able to recover. I checked the stats during the DPC for Hand of Midas on Monkey King. It was 0-3 while Monkey King was playing, getting the Hand of Midas. At the end of that day, he was 0-4. So, not a big fan of that. We'll see how this one will end up.
Stats don't
He
lie.
needs to recover. Like, that's what he's thinking. I need to get back into the game, get some extra attack speed, and he has this, so something that the Monkey King, when played by Miracle, really does like.
Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Nigma starting to play a little tighter now together. Sumail having the bodyguard of GH nearby. And we see Nyx like babysitting the monkey.
Another rune for nothing to say.
He's had a lot of them. I want to say I've not seen Tiny with a rune, an active one anyway this game so far.
Not this game.
7, look at that, 7 runes activated. 2 for Tiny, which I assume are water runes.
Yeah, water runes, that's it. 2-minute water rune and a 4-minute water rune. Also, could we check the stats for like Kaya, how fast this Kaya was on Zeus? Because nothing to say is involved.
Bloody hell.
8 minutes faster. Like, I'm like, he has a lot of items. That's Arcane Boots and full Kaya going into Kaya Sanj.
So close, 5 seconds slower than the fastest ever this patch.
Yeah, that looked pretty fast.
You blame your courier for that one.
Oh, yes.
Not speedy enough. GH trying to hold out on this mid lane, but Catapult Wave and the Zeus's ability to shove out the creep wave as well.
They're thinking about going on to Ame.
Roar and Wukong's Boundless Strike should follow. Good chain stunning from Nigma, but Ame, he's got his wand and his spear in the back of Jin Q. They're still fighting around the Wukong's command, and in comes the Doom. Faith Bian focusing the monkey, but nothing to say. He finds the takedown on Mind Control, and 2 cores gone on the side of Nigma, while GH, he's dying over in his own triangle. Nothing to say from halfway across the map, gets 2 kills.
They needed to bring one of the supports, whether we're talking about Vendetta with Nyx Assassin or Wyvern Ulti, because this one was pretty difficult one to get. Sumail does have a Blink Dagger, but nothing to say, super tanky. Infused Raindrop, extra 6 stats from the pick pole, apologies.
11 assists on this Earth Spirit.
Why do I love to round up the numbers? For me, everything's like 10, 100, 1,000.
That's just normal, isn't it? You just keep rounding up. Makes things nicer. You don't want to be saying 7,322.4189. Just say 8,000.
We even have DPC points with like 59.5, I think is what the Team Secret has.
What was that other one? Like 122.67?
That's what they had. Yeah.
The 2/3 of a point kicking in hard there.
Miracle scouting things out. GH ready with Winter's Curse.
It's just an Enchantress solo pressuring your tower though. They would love to see some other heroes that they can jump and catch off guard. They'll go for Y anyway. Level 6 Enchantress, very difficult, especially when she turns into a piggy, but Sumail's arrival.
They swapped the items. They gave Arcane Ring to Zeus. It's a kill. Miracle gets it. I want to see Karoki be a little bit more active, but there's also Deep Observer Ward in the mid lane that did cause a lot of issues for Nigma Galaxy, because it got them a couple of kills. It's about to expire, and it's also scouting things out, because they see Nyx Assassin. If he's showing on the lanes, they know that Beastmaster needs to be the one initiating, playing with Tiny, especially if they want to kill the core.
All right, MC's found his home up top, right? Tier 1's down, so he just plays that lane, shoves it all the way in towards Tier 2, forcing some kind of reaction from LGD. It looks like it's going to be Y's job to come clear out the wave for now. But this is very, very calm for LGD. No need to rush into anything. They know they've got the upper hand and they can keep accelerating at this rate. Nothing to say. Waiting in the trees. A couple more joining him.
GH scouting things out. He'll find Zeus.
He says hello, but here comes the roll. Into GH, Sarts and stunned. The Monkey King cut down from his canopy. Stole, dearie mate. That was not good for Nigma. Sumail wasn't able to make a jump either.
They need to bail. Immediately, Sumail decides to TP out. Time to play a different lane.
And Arme straight onto the objective. Kuro, he wants to stop the DD from being taken by LGD, but he's going to pay the ultimate price for that.
Fade Beyond's like free money. We'll get it. Has that Hand of Midas. In the next minute and a half, 2 minutes, he will have a BKB. This was supposed to be like the bad lane, but Doom on top of the net worth.
Ridiculous scenes here from Faith Beyond. An absolute beast. Top 3 net worth, all LGD heroes as well. It's not just him. Tiny struggling after, like you said, the ganks, the 3 deaths he suffered in the first 10 minutes. Beastmaster, top of the net worth for Nigma, as he has just planted himself up top and pushed out this wave. And they were pinging out top tier 2. They want something, an objective to unlock that jungle, the outpost, and maybe the ability to play more aggro. Is that Monkey dying? They just rolled and killed by the Zeus and Earth Spirit. No response from Team Nigma, and Miracle dead again. Kuroki next in the firing line. Can't get his carapace off, he's been silenced and stunned. This Earth Spirit is causing so many problems for them.
They're playing underneath the vision, also having Zeus. This is the only hero they can find. They might not even get the kill here. 20 Magic Wand charges on Y.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Nigma falling apart in game 3.
Just absolutely nothing that they can do, nothing even on the horizon that they can aim towards. And Hand of Midas is there for the Monkey King now, like, sure, but it's going to take a long while for him to make the money back and actually get himself into a good spot to team fight.
Do we have stats on Monkey with Hand of Midas, his win rate, previous DPC? If that's possible, I believe it was 0-4. Maybe someone built it, managed to get 1 dub, but...
I don't think I've seen it. Miracle got a lot on his plate. Nigma, do you smoke up and try and brute force something? Do you go as 5 to maybe pick off the Zeus or the Juggernaut? Or are you kind of just waiting for bigger items to arrive? Oh, saying goodbye. No, maybe not.
Oh, the status resistance.
He just jumps away. And
He even gets the kill.
Roll in, connects as well. Xinqiu's found the Tiny. Oh, this is traumatic for Nigma. A good curse from GH will buy a bit of space for Sumail, but he's going to get hunted, hounded by the LGD squad. Goes out with an avalanche toss, gets Xinqiu at long last, but
found GH.
GH is spun upon. The Maelstrom strikes. They're going to come out, nothing to say. Will zap him down.
Yeah, the heals coming up from the Enchantress, that extra stats from Kaya Sanj, and also extra status assistance, saving Zeus there. I mean, also having ability like Heavenly Jump does help out quite a lot. 17 minutes, new neutral items are about to drop.
A 10,000 net worth lead for LGD as well.
It's very difficult. I think having this Helm of the Overlord, the supports don't do well with it. Juggernaut, I don't think he also wants to go and just hit it, so I feel like this is the timing that they could potentially try to go for something. Pushing out the mid wave, let's see if they have a smoke. They feel like they need to do something, otherwise the game is just gonna go really bad for them. Miracle sitting on top of the trees, trying to farm up his Deso, has that Hand of Midas that we mentioned.
You've got to do something to break this rut. They are stuck deep down in the trenches.
Hunting. He's trying to find Monkey King. Let's see if Ame overextends. Usually Ame with the good read. Look at his positioning.
Oh, yes.
Near the east.
Yeah,
I was correct. 0-4 with Hand of Midas.
You're a smart lad, you are. Oh, look at Xinqiu. I don't know exactly where he is. They'll see him jump now and the roll across. Did he get him? He connected. He found him. The curse needed by GH. He still falls down off the trees, though, does the Monkey King. Focusing on the Wyvern, though, LGD will take the easy pickings. A roll back across, and Jin-Q is an absolute nuisance. They've got lightning bolt, they've got roll, so many ways to scout the treetops.
What a read from Jin-Q. Not just him, but also the whole squad. You could see Ame's positioning. He understood exactly where he needs to stand. A bit of a different item build this time around on Juggernaut. We don't see the Manta style. Instead, he's going for S&Y just to have that status resistance against the Roar, against all the stunts.
That BKB comes out in time for Faith Beyond. He's inside the Wukongs, but I don't think he minds. Doom on the Monkey King now, and the regen for another Sage is zapping them down. Faith Beyond kills off Miracle, and Team Nigma just have no answer for this. Sumail blown up by Y, and the jug spin. Kuro scouted out and taken down as well.
In the previous game, PSG.LGD, they had 8k gold disadvantage and they called the game. This time around, Nigma with 11k deficit, but they've been known to play the game until the end. They, like, especially in a third game, the elimination series, inside Roach Pit, PSG.LGD, they go.
Well, LGD not even playing Dota 2 at this point. It's whack-a-mole.
Dota 3, it's like turbo mode, pretty much.
It's whack-a-mole. They see someone pop up. There's a Nigma hero there. They hit them with a hammer. Another one pops up, hit them with a hammer. They're not missing a single shot.
Great spell casting from PSG.LGD.
And into Roshan they go. Give this over to Ame. Could even start thinking about high ground 20 minutes in, honestly.
Ame is probably like, guys, can you please stop kill stealing? I'm 1-1 and 12.
Oh, is he?
I want to get some last hits.
Oh, bless him.
At least they didn't steal Aegis from him.
He'll have that at least. And now LGD that wants to play tight. 4-man smoke from Nigma, still looking to try and get anything, absolutely anything. Jin-Q, he'll be the tasty morsel left for them. And try connect with mind control up top potentially.
Could we check the rune control for this game? I feel like there was maybe one rune that Tiny did manage to pick up. All right, 2 extra, but Zeus with 10 runes. That's pretty insane. And now, yep, of course he found it, the big boy Philly, but it's not gonna hold it.
Oh,
Zeus
really?
players do go for it. Nothing to say, probably thinks, yeah, I'm farmed enough.
I give it to my Enchantress.
Why? Earth Spirit takes it this time.
Well, Y can just sit in his top lane, completely neutering the Beastmaster. He can't push into this. Faith Beyond's going to arrive, Midas the catapult. And Nigma back to their side of the river. When you see LGD arrive, just cowering. Run back and hide. And here comes the smoke, snapping into action. Doom, Earth Spirit, Enchantress. They're sprinting down across the river into that southern part of the map, and they've seen Kuro. A roll into an Infernal Blade. That next assassin didn't last long. Bug gets squashed. And Ame, he's alone down bottom. This might be an opening for Nigma to play into. They try and TP, but it looks like it gets
he
cancelled.
got the silence.
He finds the monkey.
found him.
The roll's in on him. Ame's arrived as well. He's not going to Omnislash, just going to spin him down. Won't allow the Battle Strike, and the Witness Curse not helping either. GH blown up along with Miracle by this nothing to say Zeus.
Nothing to say. I haven't seen this many kills on Zeus in a while.
What is he now,
He has
15?
28 kills in 21 minutes. I mean 28 in total, like in terms of assists, but he has 15
KDA,
kills.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. And now he TPs to the top lane. This is gonna be
Sumail? Faith Beyond's in. He's got the BKB up and they're focusing the Tiny. Sumail, a mistake to come down to the low ground against this LGD squad. And they are up on your high ground. Still 1-1-14 on Ame, and it's not going to change. Faith Beyond gets the takedown on Kuro.
Jin-Q has been on point this game, finding Monkey King, like this Spirit Vessel also that we didn't even mention. I feel like they don't even need it against Monkey King, against Wyvern, against Tiny. Like this damage, the healing reduction. Ame does have a healing ward.
Incredible from LGD, flawless stuff. We saw this from them, day 1, day 2.
Can they save Ame? Yes, they can. Also, Y does have Shard and going for the Holy Locket next. There was one game where he was almost not taking any damage. I remember the fight where Snapfire used ulti on top of him with the Shard.
Yes.
He's like, I don't care, I'm full HP.
I can heal through all your damage over time. No problem for me. Nimbus, the zap, Miracle, killed. He's dead. They pop the Aegis, sure. But now Nigma, they've got to run, turn tail and hide. The Roar comes out onto Jin-Q. Kuro can turn a stun as well. They'll try to focus him down as the curse is on the Zeus. They try and hold them back, but Ame can spin forward. Nothing to stop the Jug, and the Zeus is perfectly fine. Even with the dive bombs from the Hawks, nothing to say, we'll get healed back up by Y.
Just follow me. And yeah, nothing to say, still sitting inside the Nimby. And a healing ward on top of that. 18k gold lead, it's almost 1k gold per minute. We're in, GG territory. Once you reach that, 30,000 damage. These healing done, 14,000, Juggernaut 12,000. Like, you would assume that there's gonna be a lot of healing from Monkey, from Wyvern, but never happened in this game, especially in the laning stage. This bottom lane, they completely ruined Monkey.
Yeah, that first clash before creep spawned, right?
Yeah,
the 5-1 start gave them
help out quite a lot.
The early advantage in the laning stage. Yeah, Locket nearly done for Y. And DD Rune spawns up at top as well, which it looks like Arme's got his eyes on. Oh, he's got his second kill, by the way. He is 2-1 and 15 now.
Yeah, very nice of his teammates. Allow him to get... I mean, in this game, the real carry is nothing to say.
Oh, Sumail still in the mood to drop the voice lines at least. I'll retake that bottom outpost. And now he's got Blink Echo, so a little extra nuke damage to maybe find the Zeus if they can hunt him in the back lines. Yeah, such a flawless performance from LGD in this one. Like, why? He feels the smoke coming, so he holds high ground. Gonna wander down and try and see if there's anyone near. Stacks up the camp at the same time. Multiple jobs all at once. Looks like LGD might also be wanting to smoke themselves. They're all here in dire triangle, prepping for some kind of move.
Yeah, Monkey King with the Desolator. 0 charges. I guess that's why it's called Desolator, because you get the charges later.
Oh yeah, he's not desoing anyone right now. He's here with Sumail, and they see Arme. Can they Boundless into Avatos? It's a 2,000 plus HP Juggernaut.
With double damage, this one can go so bad so quickly.
What's he got? DD,
he has status. I don't think they can lock him down. They need Nyx Assassin. It's a full Scotty now to even limit the healing coming out from these two heroes.
Yeah, good luck with that. A very fast one there.
A lot of fastest items.
No surprise.
In this game, because it really is a stomp so far.
It looks like they're jumping on Miracle. They're finding Sumail in the trees as well. The Doom is there and Miracle's gone. Sumail, he'll get the toss out, but that Nimbus with the Earth Spirit finding picks left and right.
Getting kills on multiple fronts.
On key heroes as well, that's your position 1 and 2. Not dying to a 5-man, smoke gank or anything. That's a pairing of heroes with just Zeus damage globally. A tier 2
still has that double damage. Tier 3 tower already gone.
He pops it for the racks. Shiver's got Doom done on the Doom. Oh, mate, just bringing down these high ground buildings, pressuring bottom as well with the rest of the team. Nigma thinking about the high ground top. Yeah, the ancient granite golem hitting away at a tier 3. Some kind of trade. Nigma will take those, but I don't think it's going to change the outcome. The way this game's been going, 24,000 gold to the good now, or LGD. 9-38 scoreline.
Does not want to heavily commit. Y is going to be the one pushing.
Just let him do all the hard work. Tank it up. Nimbus there. The roll in. The Monkey King found and killed yet again.
Tier 3 tower gone. Beastmaster trying to go for the split push.
Nice curse on Jin Q. But severe lack of follow through. They find the Zeus though. Oh, they've got him. A huge kill for Nigma. The Power Rangers arriving though, as they all TP back up the top. Earth Spirit dead back near the Radiant Ancient. Beastmaster though, mind control. No running, no hiding. He's going to be spun down by the Arme Jug.
Not a bad trade. They got a lot of gold for that Zeus kill. They did manage to kill range barracks. They did lose melee and the range ones. Who got the last hit on it? It was Kuro. 1,300 gold for his Nyx Assassin, holding the big boy Philly. Now has 2,000 gold. I don't know if he wants to pick up a big item now, because a lot of gold. I think you can go for Aghanim Scepter. I think this is the item that could change things around a little bit in a team fight. It's very difficult for Nyx Assassin to get it. but if you find Philly, you should definitely try to go for it.
That's one of those game-changing items,
Yeah,
right? Like,
if you buy it up immediately, he knows.
If you buy a Force or a Glimmer or a Lotus, it's like, meh.
There is an unwritten rule for Nyx Assassin. If you don't have Philly, you can go for Aghanim Scepter, unless you're talking about the 50-minute game, but you find the Philly and it gets so much easier, especially with this big kill on Zeus that they just got. First death of nothing to say.
Who wrote that rule?
I made that up, but...
Fogged copies you.
Yeah, we do say it.
20,000 net worth on that Doom as well. Still top of the pops up there.
Oh, it sounded like someone smart invented that when I first said it. Right?
Yeah.
And then when you figure out who said it, you're like, yeah, that's really not a rule. You're just talking shit.
I know Skelly's doing so much damage to that tower. Quick and easy one for LGD. And back towards Roshan they head. Nigma may be an opportunity here for them to take a team fight around this curse, around this Wukong's. They've got decent amount of setup and the ability to fight 5v5, but they are so heavily out-farmed. Kuro looking to scout. And he'll quickly realize what they're up to. It doesn't look like Nigma want to really get involved with this.
Well, I did take Hawk with the enchant. Jin-Q making sure no one's coming from that side. Kuro blinks in, still not low enough.
Yeah, it's a good attempt. He didn't know what was going on inside the pit. Not sure if there's a sentry there. He went for the Hail Mary play.
I think it's worth it. As a position 5, he didn't lose too much. Sumail does have double damage, but the Nimby.
He's got no BKB, does he? So he's just trapped in there. Another simple kill on Sumail, who has not had the best of games after going 0-3 in laning stage, now 3-8-4.
Full refresher on Fate Beyond. 30 minutes in, on top of Shiva's BKB done, Hand of Midas, level 22, Shard as well. Like, this is super massive.
Oh, that Doom's a fatty, look at him. 6 minutes faster than average on that refresher. And LGD looking for the mega creeps. Y and Arme very happy to frontline in front of the tier 3. GH, an Arctic burn, but Faith Beyond with the Infernal Blade. Monkey King, gonna be held down by the Winter's Curse, but the spin and the hits into Monkey.
Already
Miracle's
doomed.
in trouble. Already doomed up. The Wild Axes fly, but Miracle's gonna die, dead for 50 with no buyback. And LGD, they're just gonna storm towards objectives. Tier 3 gone, racks are falling. Roll in from Jin-Q, got his BKB going. The roar is there, but the spin forward will allow them to just shred through. Kuroki buys back, but they're bleeding out. GH dead, no buyback on him. They're in a 3v5.
Oh, toss back into the fountain, into stun, they got him.
They do, but he's got Aegis still. They can get him out of here. They've doomed to kill the Tiny. What are they gonna do now? Arme spins and kills them in fountain.
He's like, someone tank it, I'm tanking too much damage, healing ward, and Y already on top of him with the heals, no Tiny, and it's gonna be called GG. What a masterclass performance from PSG.LGD in game number 3. That means Nigma Galaxy